was loud. What's up, people? Welcome back to the BCMA podcast. That's the Black Clover Martial Arts podcast. It's Kru Luck from Lucky's Muay Thai. This is session 2, episode number 23. It's Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry fight week, and we're going to go through the main card. I already told you that I'm going with Islam Makhachev, but we'll go through the whole card. Also, Quillen Salkilled fucking did the fucking thing, and this is exactly how he said it, so we'll get into that. But first, if you like the show, keep the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, pass it along. If you want to get entered into the subscription giveaway, which is a ton of UFC cards at 600, 700, so forth and so on, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend, pass it along. If you want to stop by the gym, hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. We have a wonderful Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu program. I've had so much fun doing this. It's been 9 years running, and we're still growing, new people, new things happening, and I think it's a great place to be. It's a beautiful family. Everybody's super cool, and if you want to get in shape, learn a new skill, have a great time, hit us up, www.luckysmt.com, and come join us. Okay, main card rundown, UFC 330, Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry. Here we go. This is the return of Edson Barboza. 3-fight losing streak. He has not looked great. I think there was a point when he fought Khabib where there's this look in his eye, and it's one of those looks where you hear athletes talk about they got to a certain level and they realize, oh, this might be, that's it. This might be it. Because he wasn't like he was giving up in the fight. It just, nothing would work. Khabib would just maul him. So I don't know if that was the case and if it just stole his mojo in that moment, because he's never not looked the same since then. He's somebody I used to really love as a striker. So I hope that he makes a nice little comeback here. 3-fight losing streak is never great when you're getting up there in age and kind of have done everything you could possibly do in the sport. Esteban Ribovic is on he's 1 and 2 in his last 3. So he needs this. He really needs this. But this is a 50-50 toss-up. I hope Edson Barboza got some fire under his ass after his loss in December and is like, all right, I'm not going to go out there and just look crazy. I'm going to go out there and make something happen. He's a great striker. He's a great boxer. When he's in there working like at his prime, just one of the best strikers ever. Switch kicks, wheel kick of Terry Edom. I'd forgotten the name, but that's the name. Terry Edom. Go check out old Edson Barboza. If I was to choose, I would have to say I can't. Edson's on his way out. Hopefully he's making some dough. Ribovic, 1 and 2 in the last 3. I don't know, man. Let's move on. Middleweight, Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I hope I said that right. This is them building Mansour Abdul Malik. He is on a 4-fight win streak. Dustin Stoltzfus is on a 2-fight skid. When you're trying to build a star as a promoter, a lot of times you're going to give them a little bit of a like, all right, let me help you out. Let's give you somebody you can, if you're really that, let's put you a little streak together, build your name up, and this is that opportunity right here. Dustin Stoltzfus, on the other hand, has got to make something happen, but I don't think it was set up that way. Yeah. His last 2 losses were to Gastelum and Ruziboyev, and I think this is another situation where he's sort of going to be under the gun. So Mansour Abdul Malik, they're trying to set him up for the future, and I don't mean set him up like it's going to be easy. I mean like they're giving him a fight that he can win, and he should win against a very tough guy. So we'll see what happens. Strawweight division. Are we already strawweight? Are we already there? Is this the main card? Did I miss a fight? All right, Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robertson. Mackenzie Dern's on a 3-fight win streak, and I believe her championship caliber and pedigree is something that she really had to grow into. She obviously is like the BJJ princess. You know, her father is BJJ royalty. And I think the thing is, like, she had to learn that BJJ versus jiu-jitsu for MMA are two different things. And I believe she finally did that. And then she went on a little run. And I think she is one of the... When she was just starting out to get in MMA, I wasn't sure even if she would... How long she was sticking it. If she would even stick in through all of this. Because there were some moments that were a little shaky. But honestly, I saw her tie girls in pretzels early on. So... I think she's been pretty dominant in BJJ as a champion, and she's maybe about to be dominant as the strawweight division as champion. We'll see what we're looking for is Zhang Weili in the long run. Okay, Jillian Robinson's on a 5-fight win streak. She is a legit threat to almost everybody in the division with her grappling. The problem with this situation is her grappling is here at this level, right? And Mackenzie Dern's grappling is here. There is a big gap. I'm not knocking Robertson. I actually, full disclosure, I've seen her a zillion times at the amateur fights when the guys go fight. She's, a member of this Florida community of MMA fighters. I'm not sure exactly what gym she fights out of, but I've seen her in goat shed videos. I've seen her at different places. She was working the bar, I think, one night during a combat night event. But so she's in the space constantly. So I totally respect her as a fighter, not just being like in the gym training, getting ready for this stuff, but also being in the MMA space in general. Like I said, at the amateur fights. So, I hate that she had to run up against Mackenzie Dern here because honestly, she's got the record, or Jillian Robinson's got the record for submissions in this weight division. And I think the major thing here is that Mackenzie Dern can now strike, and she can 100% out-grapple Jillian Robertson. I'm just not sure where Jillian can win here. I'm just really not sure, man. I feel like it's one of those things where you're like a really great at whatever you do, but then you get to this point and there's somebody there. I mean, I feel like a lot of guys felt like that with Jordan in the 90s. There's a lot of guys, Charles Barkley, the Utah Jazz. There are a lot of teams and a lot of guys that had fantastic players, but because Jordan was in the league, they never got a championship when they were in their prime. Now, I'm not saying Jillian Robinson's in her prime and she'll never get another shot at this as fighting. Obviously, you can always get back to, not always, but you can get back to the title pretty easily, especially the way she fights. But running into Mackenzie Dern at this point is kind of a tough go. 3-fight win streak. And if your main thing is to grapple, and she's like one of the highest rated grapplers that you can find in MMA probably ever, it's going to be a tough night. So, do I think she can win? Absolutely. This is a crazy ass sport, but she's also going to have to really, really, I don't know. Because I think she said she doesn't even strength train. This is also going to be an issue because Mackenzie Dern's is a strong strawweight. We'll see. I mean, I hate this for her because this is like an opportunity that she gets right there and she runs into this, very, very difficult opponent to try to beat. All right. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. Islam Makhachev is coming off a kick everyone's ass world tour. We can just Hooker, Moicano, Oliveira, Volk twice, Bobby Green. I don't even. Oh, Bobby Green's trending, right? Dustin Poirier, who was trending. I mean, this is like a dude that's been on an obviously historic run, and he hasn't made it look easy, but the shit has not looked hard. Ian Garry. Also, this is Islam Makhachev is set to make history, beating Anderson Silva's 16 fight win streak, which is also just insane. Like, Anderson Silva is one of the all-time greats, and had it not been for that one night he had to stop by the gas station to get a little something to help out at home. Anyway, if you know, you know. I'm not a Ian Garry fan, but this man is hated more than the actual abusers in this sport. It's actually crazy to me. Nonetheless, let's see. 2 victories. The last 2 fights were Prates and Belal Muhammad. Now, when I read it back, it raised some flags. Before that, he lost to Shavkat after destroyed his knee. Everybody was so worried about like Shavkat's knee, really, that nobody was thinking about Ian Garry actually maybe getting a title shot down the road. He lost this fight. He decision MVP, split decision with Jeff Neal. And then you hear him talk. It's not the resume he thinks it is. Nobody on that resume is like an easy fight, right? Like, even Belal Muhammad, his last fight, he looked not great, but he was in the fucking fight. I mean, still swinging and banging, as long as he could. Prates was short notice. Shavkat won. He grappled MVP. It was still just a decision. And I'm not certain about like why he felt Jeff Neal. Like, I like Jeff Neal too, but what are we saying here? There's no way that Ian Garry can win this fight. He is the exact right kind of delusional against the wrong opponent. Nothing seems to like mess with him. He trolls people. He trolls like the MMA fans on purpose. It seems. I hope. But he is facing a seemingly insurmountable task fighting Islam Makhachev for this title. He is fighting against history. He is fighting against the so-called haters. He is fighting against this resume, which isn't the resume that he thinks it is. I hope his delusion brings some success in the future, because it probably ain't on Saturday night. All right, last thing on this list of things I wanted to talk about was the Bobby Green versus the boxing world situation. If you know me, if you've been around me, if you've trained with me, you know that I love boxing. I have loved boxing. I've been watching boxing since I was a very little child. My family used to get together and go and watch boxing together at my uncle's house. They would go to other friends' houses. I would go. This is in the 70s. I don't think people understand how much I love these combat sports, but like, I truly love these combat sports. I hate seeing people get hurt. Love these combat sports. Boxing is one of the most beautiful combat sports you can watch when it is done at its highest level. And at its highest level, a lot of times people don't know what they're looking at and have to be shown. This is how wonderful this fight is and how high a level it is. 6 punches, basically. 2 straights, 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts. They can be thrown millions of ways. if you're good at boxing, it is an absolute genius level thing to be good at. Because once you understand the 6 punches, the footwork, what needs to happen in order for you to be victorious and be at advantageous angles, you can be one of the people that actually can survive a fist fight by just using your footwork and maybe a jab. And that's like at middle level. You get medium to pretty good at boxing. The average Joe will not be able to do much with you, to be completely honest. And I truly believe it, and I've seen it. I love boxing. Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, Hearns. We can just go and go and go. But it is not limited. It is beautiful for what it is. And Bobby Green's like, y'all are limited. We even saw TJ Dillashaw a few years ago spar with Lomachenko. He didn't look terrible. He was actually trying to spar, not what Bobby Green was doing. I should actually look that up really quick because, Bobby Green looked exactly like he said. He's fresh off of a fight, fresh off of hanging with Adrian Broner and DDG, right? So, smoking blunts, doing his hanging out thing. He does this boxing with their partner Bang, and then next thing you know, it's the boxing world versus Bobby Green. He gets to the gym. Apparently didn't know Arnold Barboza Jr., but maybe he did. Who knows? And they had a sparring match. Bobby got worked a little. After that, Arnold Barboza Jr. decided, oh man, I'll grapple with you. Let's do it, whatever. And it was easy. And I need to make sure that it's understood that this is 100% clear, because this is not a diss to boxing. It's like I said, I fucking love this sport. I will watch boxing all the time. There's something beautiful about knowing how to use those 6 punches in crazy ways, and you have to really understand like what is happening to really enjoy it. But here's the reality. All things equal. Same size, same weight, same age. You're allowed to box. The other person's allowed to use MMA skills. The boxer almost always will lose. Almost always. 99.5% of the time. I think the thing that people get caught up on, and I've heard this in conversation over the years, and I've seen it in interviews, is like, as soon as that person says, I'll box you or whatever, and then you say, oh, you do MMA, the natural thing that comes up is, oh, you're going to get kicked. Eventually it became, oh, you'll get choked. But you're forgetting that there are a number of skills that maybe you're not even aware of, or that you're not putting into your brain. Because I can wrestle, judo, taekwondo. You're going to allow me not just to kick, but you're going to allow me to elbow and knee. I said judo and jiu-jitsu, but because that's kind of repetitive, because redundant, because judo is jiu-jitsu. But nonetheless, if you allow me to have all of those skills, or the person that's going to fight have all those skills, and all you can do is box, it's going to be very, very tough. And it's not to say that boxing can't win an MMA match. I've seen a ton of MMA fights where the superior boxer / fighter has done a fantastic job of just piecing up the person that's allowed to kick, punch, judo, jiu-jitsu, whatever they want. But circumstances matter, and understanding why those things happen kind of matter too. Context matters. But if honest to goodness, you want it to be honest to goodness, true to yourself, all things fair and balanced, the MMA person wins almost all the time. If I want to wrestle you, and look, I'm me personally, I'm older. I'm never a big wrestle guy like that. I use wrestling more defensively on takedowns and things of that nature. I do enjoy a nice judo throw though. And people ask me, oh yeah, why do you love judo? If you say you look, because the earth don't miss. If I throw punches at you and you're good at punches and you're able to slip, okay, cool. But if I'm able to tie you up, the earth ain't gonna miss. And yeah, I can knee you and elbow you inside, like all of that stuff too. And if we're tied up, I might possibly do that first and then throw you on your head. And like, that's just the reality of the matter. A multitude of skills at the same level as somebody that can only use one of those skills but can use it really well. The multitude of skills is almost always going to work. Almost always. So this has been fun. I love Bobby Green. I love that Adrian Broner has found hopefully his way back towards some sort of like situation where he feels comfortable and his family feels comfortable. And I love the boxers, I love this sort of chatter about this stuff. But the truth is the truth. It is one thing done really, really well. And at the highest levels, it is fucking beautiful to watch. But if you bend your head over, I'm going to knee it. If you stick your head on the inside, I'm going to snatch it and choke it. So, peace to all my boxers out there, all the ones that I train with coming up. Those guys are amazing. All those Golden Gloves guys, Lewis, Ralph, like all these dudes that helped out. Love all those dudes. All those coaches that were a part of all of that. Wonderful. Boxing's dope. Mixed martial arts in general, combat sports in general, dope. But being able to put all those things together, elite. So, all that being said, I'm out of here. I might do another one like right after the fight. Shit, I might want to do one before the fight, talk about something else. I love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be in this contest to win some of these, not these because these are mine, but some of these packs of UFC cards. And if you want to stop by the gym, hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. You know I love you all. Peace. I'm out. Don't want a complication.